Good morning, good morning. I am just opening up all the channels. Don't let me forget about my coffee. It's warming up, and I am very, very, very prone to burning it. So do me a favor and just remind me, don't let me get started with class without it. Okay. Let's see how many places we are officially live. Hey, good morning, Ryan. How are you? Hi, friends. Good morning, good morning. Again, just standard setup happening. Hold on just a minute. I don't know. Instagram, are you guys able to see me? Is my camera really that cut off? That's such a horrible... Oh, let's turn off the sound on here. There we go. Just getting sorted, y'all. Just a little bit late on getting ready. If you guys would do me a favor and share the live, much appreciated. All right, it looks like we have Kick and Twitch are up and running. Chats are open. And YouTube, Discord, and Insta. All right, y'all. We are live in all the places. And how's the camera angle looking? Okay. Holy moly. 5 chats, 6 chats. 6 chats open. Kitten cat, come here. Come on in. Come on in. Yes, there's a puppy. Come on. Kitten cat, are you going to stay in for the meditation? I feel like it's going to create shenanigans. Everybody inside wanting to play. Hey, Chikanju. Also. Good boy. He's a good puppy. Yes, he sure is. All right. Oh, haha, hello. My hair looks so flat. We'll get some tunes going here. Hey, Mullet Cookie, how are you? The mullet probably is, like, you know, the foundation of why we get along. It's really a thing. There needs to be more, you know, like, mullet appreciation stuff. Like, I really feel like we're an underrepresented group of people. Oh, shenanigans. Hello. Hey, Dee. Hello, everyone. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. trying some fun things. Bohemian Wallflower, good morning. I'm glad you made it as well. Let's get just a little more situated. Okay. All right. Are we in? Are we good? Are we set? Hello, good morning. Grand rising. Spectacular day. Put some throat chakra oil on. Grab my heart chakra crystal. Drop it in my lap. Shh, don't tell everyone. If you ever see me wearing socks, the likelihood is that I have stones in my socks. And if you ever see me sitting here for meditation, the likelihood is very high that I have some kind of stones hiding underneath me. Hello, dog. You feeling doggish? Let's take this off so it doesn't make a bunch of noise in the background. Give me this. Thank you, sir. Take it. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For those of you who are new here, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being, and I am your shenanigan shaman, and these two help me keep that title. So, don't expect to take yourself too seriously in here. Expect shenanigans. Do we talk about serious things? Yeah. Do we take some of those things seriously? Sure. But we always weave play, curiosity, and a little bit of silliness. A lot bit. So what the hell are we doing here? Bhakti Bites. This is our Bhakti Bites class. Bhakti means devotion. So devotion to what? Devotion to self-care. Hey, dream baby. Because self-care is often the last thing on our to-do list. And it's the first thing that we check off or cross off when our day gets too long. And even if you've got a good self-care practice of going to the gym a couple of times a week or getting on your yoga mat, every day even, right? Those are helpful and good. But self-care is something that is important for us to weave into every moment. Why? Because when I really need my therapist or my yoga teacher or whatnot at 3 a.m. and I can't call those people and I can't go down to the yoga space, right? And get what I need from those places. So what do I do in those moments? I need self-care tools that are accessible, that are simple to remember, because we know that our brain does not function well when we're in crisis mode. And when we're in crisis mode, we most often need those moments of self-care. We need powerful self-care in those moments. So here in Bhakti Bites, we practice a mindfulness technique and we couple it with a meditation. On Monday, that's today, is it Monday? Are you sure? I don't know. I wasn't sure about that. On Mondays, we sit with our mudra. A mudra is hand yoga, essentially. Mudras are hand positions that work to redirect the energy channels in the body. Every week, I introduce a different mudra, and there are so many that we've been doing this for almost a year now, and I got mudras for the rest of the year as well. So, if you ever want replays are on YouTube at Move With Change. I am at Move With Change on all the platforms. But today, this week, what is our theme? Our theme is integration. Good morning, Ree. Whole being wellness. The balance of effort and ease, of doing and being, to bring us into our most authentic state of wellness. This is also the week when my Chakra Workshop starts, and I'm super duper excited. So we're actually going to, even if you haven't joined the workshop, we are going to use mudras for the chakras over the next 8 weeks. It's my way of sharing a little bit of the workshop with you. As you know, I love to give stuff away for free, but I've got this really great workshop put together. So this is how I make myself happy. The inner me who wants to give everything away for free, right? I give some things and then the rest stay packaged in this really amazing workshop. So we'll talk about that workshop afterwards. I'll tell you more about it and you can ask questions and I'll show you how to get to it. For now, we're going to learn the Chakra Mudra. The Chakra Mudra, chakra, translates just to wheel. And the chakras are our 7 major energy centers in the body. I've got to be so careful not to just like spill my entire workshop here in the lives. So this is going to be so interesting this week because I tend to just let the information flow freely, but we will see how this goes. Okay, so the Chakra Mudra. The Chakra Mudra is for aligning all of the chakras, and it also works to increase the flow of movement in our energy body and in these energy centers. So there are specific mudras. Actually, there are several mudras for each chakra. But this one, as I said, covers the entire system. And beyond just the chakras, it activates the entire energy body. It helps to clear the aura, clear the layers, the closer layers of the energy body. So how is it done? The Chakra Mudra is a 2-handed mudra, and it goes like so. Bring your palms together to touch, right? Then take your left hand and tip it to a 90-degree angle. So your right hand is facing upright with the fingers together and the thumb by the palm. Your left hand is perpendicular at a 90-degree angle to that upright right hand. From here, lift the thumb on your left hand and press it into the index finger of the right. So this is what the left hand looks like. Here is what the right hand looks like. And usually with our mudras, I tell you no more than the weight of a nickel. This one, I want you to press. Why? There are pressure points. Sorry, guys. There are pressure points in the hands that this mudra activates. Pressure points that correlate to things like the liver, the thyroid, the pancreas, the stomach. I'm trying to remember all the pressure points all around here and into the thumb and into the finger. You can go look up a chart if you'd like to. We were doing some really fun exploration of mudras yesterday in the Discord. So I always encourage you to do a little bit of research to find out exactly why and how these work. And experiment on your own. So the Chakra Mudra, again, palms together. Keep your right hand up. Turn your left to a 90-degree angle, perpendicular to your right, and lift the thumb of your left hand, aligning it with the index finger on your right. This is the Chakra Mudra. This activates movement in the energy body. So it increases fire, water, and air. The elements that help us clear our channels, keep us from stagnation. Okay, And this mudra is already pulling me in, so if you would like to join me for a meditation, we're just going to slide right in. We sit on Monday with our mudras for just 5 minutes. If you are someone who says you can't meditate or have never meditated, I invite you to sit with this for just 5 minutes. The thing is, you don't even have to join us for the meditation. If you hold the mudra and simply hold the mudra, the energy channels in your body will redirect. This mudra will help to clear blockages in the major and minor energy channels of the body. It will increase the flow, again, of the elements of fire, water, and air in the body. If at any point holding this mudra for the full 5 minutes becomes uncomfortable, please release the mudra and just leave your hands either upright or facing down in your lap, palms up or down in your lap, and just rest. Before you return to the mudra, please ask permission from yourself to return to the mudra. If we are not in the business of creating a battle within ourselves, we are not in the business of creating struggle and strife and suffering. When we push ourselves too hard, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So I invite you to use this space, especially with your mudras. Meet yourself with compassion, meet yourself with gentleness, so that you can receive the benefits of these mudras, of this practice. Okay, let's sit with our meditation. So if you have a moment to close your eyes, you can be seated upright, you could be walking, you could be laying down if you'd like to. I only ask that you do not slouch, because we are working on the energy channels. Therefore, it's helpful to have them upright and aligned. When you are ready, go ahead and close your eyes, and we will begin with 3 deep breaths to fully arrive for our practice. Inhale through the nose, pull the breath into the lungs and all the way into the belly. And sigh it out. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And let it go. Inhale once more, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. Hold at the top. Take in a little more air, a little more, and let it go. Seal the lips and follow the breath. Follow the inhale all the way to the top and the exhale all the way to the bottom. For now, rest your attention only on the breath. Inhale all the way to the top and exhale all the way to the bottom. As you finish your next exhale, give your chin a gentle tuck. This will help keep your head from floating away. And return to the breath, inhaling all the way to the top, exhaling all the way to the bottom. At any point, if you notice that your mind monkeys are busy, or you've got gremlins in your head complaining about things, or there's worries and fears, or just distractions, imagine your awareness like a flashlight. And right now you are focusing the flashlight on your breath, nothing more, nothing less. If anything pulls that flashlight of awareness away, simply redirect back to the breath as soon as you noticed, without shame, without blame, without guilt. Just the practice. Follow the breath, inhaling all the way to the top, exhaling all the way to the bottom, and returning our awareness to the breath again and again, anytime we notice it wanders off. This, in and of itself, can be the entirety of your practice. As you sit with the breath, I invite you to check in on your mudra occasionally. just to make sure you still have pressure between the hands and that the rest of the hands, the rest of the mudra is held with intention. I don't need to overextend my fingers in this mudra, but they need to be upright and held with intention. Your intention and your attention are the most powerful tools you have. Slow, steady breaths, inhaling to the top, exhaling to the bottom, pressing into the mudra, and bringing our awareness back again and again to the breath. Nothing more, nothing less. Holding your mudra with intention. Letting go of any tension in the breath, in the body, in the being, in the mudra, in the mind. Stay with the practice. It's okay if you spend the entire time bringing your awareness back to the breath. Meet yourself with compassion, with gentleness and grace. You can stay with your practice as long as it is available to you. We have reached our 5-minute mark, so if you are ready to release, I invite you to bring your hands together into prayer or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice. In gratitude for these powerful tools that allow us to address imbalance, dis-ease, and ultimately relieve us of our own suffering. In gratitude for this divine prana that flows through us, this life force that connects us to everything in the universe. And, of course, offer yourself some appreciation, some gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. I am so proud of you. And thank you for joining me. When you feel complete, I invite you to come out of meditation slowly. Offer yourself wiggles and stretches. Making sure that the very last thing you do is open your eyes, and only when you're certain you're ready to come out of meditation. If you haven't opened your eyes yet and you want to go back to the meditation, you can totally do that. I kind of do, but I'm not going to do that. Good morning, Byron. That's it. 5 minutes of self-care each day. Just 5 minutes. Mudras take a minimum of 5 minutes to begin to fully move through the energy body. I love this mudra because of the fact that we are using pressure points as well. Remember, mudras work to redirect the energy channels in the body. And sometimes, yes, we're using pressure points intentionally. But this is one of those that is intentionally using the pressure points of the palm to activate all of these different areas of the body. If you missed the meditation, I will show you again. Here is the Chakra Mudra. Hey Jeremy, welcome. Okay, Chakra Mudra. Again, bring your palms together. Keep your, like you're coming into prayer position. Keep your right hand upright and tilt your left to a 90-degree angle from the right, perpendicular to the right. Lift the left thumb and press it to the index finger of the right. So the left side of your mudra will look like so. The right side of your mudra will look like so. And while I usually say no more than the weight of a nickel, this mudra actually needs pressure. We are activating several pressure points on the palms, on the index finger, and on the thumb. And the mudra is just held in front of you where it is comfortable. This mudra is a really powerful tool for activating our energy body, activating our energy centers, for moving energy, for clearing out places that were stuck or blocked or where there's stagnation. This one made you feel so good. The last one, Mullet Cookie, you said the last one we used, you saw a vortex of energy. This one I love. This one I feel like is just one of those, like maybe we should just sit with this every day for 5 minutes. Every time you feel out of balance, like I feel like this is a staple mudra. And however, not a common one, which is kind of funny to me that these like staple, full, beyond body, no, full energy body, full self mudras that are intended to make major shifts in the entire system are not common ones. Hey Diana, good morning. What time, what, my friend? I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday for Bhakti Bites, where we will be practicing this mudra all week long. Remember, Mondays we sit for 5 minutes. Why? Because it takes a minimum of 5 minutes for these mudras to start working through your system. On Wednesday, we add another piece to our meditation. So we usually run a little bit longer, 5 to 10 minutes on Wednesday. And on Saturday, we run from 10 a.m., 15 minutes or so for our meditation, and we add more. So we always build upon our practice throughout the week, but I give you this mudra on Monday so you can sit with it, so you can experiment with it. For those of you who come to class regularly, if you don't already do so, please grab yourself a journal and start keeping track of these mudras. That some of them, not some of them. The way a mudra affects me is going to be unique to my state of being. Just as the way a mudra affects you is going to be unique to your state of being. I can sit with this mudra and I may feel it mostly in my belly and in my throat. Why? Because those are places where I have some pretty serious blockages. For you, you may feel it at the top of your head or at your root. I really like this one. So, this is week 1 of the Chakra Workshop that I put on every year. Remember, to access the live classes for the Chakra Workshop, you will need to snag a membership to our Sangha. You'll need the Sangha Scholars membership or above. So what is this Chakra Workshop? What are the chakras? The chakras are 7 major energy centers in our etheric body. There are several minor chakras and other chakras outside of the body. And there are 72,000 energy channels in the body, including one major central piece. I saw the body as a kind of flute, a kind of instrument. I have been practicing energy work since I was a little girl. I was gifted with my family's lineage of it, and later learned about the chakras, but experienced them through energy work as a kid. And I always saw, as a child, I saw the body like a flute. And I knew that the energy that came in was then being expressed through the chakras. Only later to understand that this energy coming in, the yin and the yang, the earth and the cosmos, the masculine, the feminine, the solar and the lunar, all coming together, are the dualistic pieces of this finite reality, the infinite pieces that manifest into creation, that manifest into this finite world as our reality. Now, if I start gumming up my instrument and sticking fear in here and anger in here and who knows what else elsewhere, my instrument's not going to play quite the way it's intended to. This is why energy work is so powerful. I have found far and above several times when I have gone to treat a symptom in the classic Western way, it does what it always does and only treats the symptom. It's like putting a balm on the leaf of the tree when the root is what's sick. When we adjust our energy body, we can adjust all layers of self. This is why it's so powerful. When we treat the physical body, we typically only treat the physical body. Freddie, you feel guilty when you see me that you're not taking care of yourself? No, friend. Seeing me should hopefully not be an experience of guilt. Instead, flip it on its head and take it as your reminder, whether it's me or the universe or whatnot, reminding you, hey, that self-care you need, it only takes 5 minutes. But if you spend 5 minutes with yourself every single day, you build a relationship with yourself that leads you home. I always look and sound so healthy. Thank you. I'm glad it comes across that way, but I am not a healed past tense person. That is a lifelong journey. Am I, in some circles, can be considered quite healthy, and others very much not so. I have an intimate relationship with depression and anxiety, PTSD, those kinds of things. In the past, I received mental illness diagnoses that needed to be heavily medicated, or that the West thinks need to be heavily medicated. But it was through mindfulness, and only through mindfulness. I tried a lot of other practices, And did they find me answers? Did they treat my symptoms? Did they help me understand what was going on with me? Yes, yes. But did they treat the root? Rarely. Freddie, it's so hard to get the time in a rat race life. My friend, we all choose our suffering. Yes. I have always been very type A. I always appreciated the rat race life. In fact, this blouse top here was one of my professional looking outfits, not the rest of it, but this piece for when I used to live in the rat race life. And guess what? Oh, did I suffer? Oh, did I make excuses for my self-care? Out of my self-care, day in and day out. We have to find the root. So how do we find the root? We won't find the root if we're constantly distracted by symptoms and we only have enough of our capacity to only treat the symptoms. That's the rat race life, right? That's the hurry, hurry, go, go, go. I'm a human doing, not a human being. But here's the thing. You know the stack of stones, Karen? I misspelled it apparently last time. I apologize, guys. Apparently it's C-A-R-I-N, maybe? Anyway, a Karen is a stack of stones. Just like you see when you go to the beach and some hippie has come by and stacked all the stones, right? I see them everywhere. Anyway, this is the perfect analogy for the layers of self. Namaste, friend. For the layers of self. Guess what the top rock is? Su cuerpo. It's the body. It's your body. It's the top one. If any other layer of self, your mental body, your emotional body, your relationships, your job, your health, your any other layer is out of alignment, which stone wiggles? The very top one, yeah? If I go poking any of these other stones, that top stone is gonna respond. If I try to realign just the top stone while these ones are not aligned, my stack is going to keep falling and keep falling and keep falling and falling. I dare you to go outside and make yourself a stack of stones and attempt to keep that top one from wiggling while you mess with the other ones. And if these ones are out of alignment, try and balance it with that top stones. No stability. But here in the West, we treat our top stone and our top stone only. And we say, there we go, I've healed myself. I did my self-care. And this only comes from a body of knowledge and a mindset that is very mono, that is very, I am just my body. I have just one place where my awareness exists. I have only one self. And if you say otherwise, then you're crazy, right? If you have more than one self, well, clearly you need to be medicated. But we are not so singular. The reality is there are several layers of self. And even Eastern medicine, Eastern traditions know this, have known this for quite some time, and have been using these layers of self to balance, to heal, to realign. To me, it's a travesty that we are not given the tools to heal ourselves first. And we can go down a rabbit hole as to why that's the case. There's a lot of people making a lot of money on us not being well and us not knowing how to heal ourselves. But it's also why they hide my content. on all the social medias, because I am offering you guys ways to genuinely heal yourself, adjust, align. Am I claiming that you're going to do a mudra and everything's going to be better? Absolutely not. Please do not expect that, and please do not misquote me. What I'm telling you is that over years of fighting with mindfulness, I was going to say putting mindfulness into practice, but the reality, D, is you have not consistently been practicing for that many years. You're right. I have not. But when I put those practices into my every single day, something shifted. And it continues to shift. MJ, hey friend. I'm realizing we are all exactly the same in so many aspects that makes us feel alone or not so alone. You feel like there will be a lot of pain on that journey. So this is why, Freddie, I never would push anyone to go on the journey of self-discovery, of coming home to yourself, of personal excavation, of digging down within yourself to do this healing work. So first and foremost, find a safe place to do the work, whether that be a safe person or a safe container for the work if you're going to do the work. One of the most important things to remember as you begin to do this work is that digging into yourself means exposing vulnerability, means meeting different parts of yourself. The potential to hurt yourself, to re-injure yourself, is very much present. So I ask you, I implore you, not for me, but for you, that when you go do this work, that you meet yourself with gentleness, with compassion, and with patience, because the truth is, there are monsters in here. There are angry parts of myself that have been locked away, told they're wrong and bad. There are very hurt parts of myself that I have had to be so gentle with. It took months or years for them to ever speak to me, for them to ever. A couple of weeks ago, I just received another core trauma memory. In the middle of an intense meditation a couple of weeks ago, that part of me finally admitted what happened. And that part of me is still hurt. And that part of me is still afraid. Just finding the truth of what happened, just finding the answer, just finding the event, right? We think that, oh, I find the root cause and then I'll be able to, and it'll just be done and healed. But the truth is when you find the root cause, you find a part of yourself that has been hurt for a very long time often. And I guarantee that you don't heal that part of yourself by being mean, by shaming it, by blaming it, by more than anything, you deserve your own compassion. MJ, this is so true. Mindfulness is so hard. The more I try, the more I dissociate. For those of us where the experience of going inward is scary, it is easy to disassociate with mindfulness. And that is why I ask you to be gentle. If you try to run down this path and like dive way, way, way down deep and meet a big, scary monster before you have the capacity to meet that monster with gentleness and patience and kindness, it's not going to be pretty. I know that we are going through a time where we are, right now, where we are collectively experiencing our evolution together. And that means a lot of changes for people. That means a lot of things externally and internally changing. So much more than anything else these days, I am hearing people talk about how things are happening that they don't understand, or that they're having realizations that they had never had before, or seeing things in ways that are suddenly so clear. The universe is opening the doors for you to meet yourself, to see yourself through the eyes of divinity, through the eyes and through the heart of God. One of my favorite hearts and minds, Thich Nhat Hanh, said that the next coming of the Buddha or Christ or the Enlightened One is unlikely to be a single person, but instead a Sangha, a community of people practicing mindfulness together. Because we are now in a state of our evolution, a stage of our evolution, where we are being asked to see the divinity within each of us, where we are being asked to open our eyes and open our hearts and open our energy channels to receive the infinite life force that flows through absolutely everything. The universe is giving you your power back. And we live in a world where there are a lot of people who don't want you to have your power back. You're more easily controlled. You're more easily manipulated. You're more easily swayed if you do not have your locus of control. If you do not know how to meet yourself with compassion and grace and patience. If you do not have the capacity yet, that doesn't mean it's not available to you. And if right now mindfulness is hard, find the easiest thing you can do. The deeper you go into this work, there is a kind of gravity. You guys know those things that you can drop a coin, it's like a big funnel. You drop a coin on the edge and it starts to go around the edges and then all of a sudden gets really fast towards the center. Yes? This is kind of like mindfulness. This is kind of like the process of enlightenment. When you begin around the outside of it, it's pretty easy to get off. Right? Sometimes that coin even falls. You can grab that coin and get out of there. Like, you're like, never mind, I don't want to drop my dime in there. No. Evolution, your enlightenment can be that. You can step on and then step off and then step on and then step off. And you will dip your toes into the truth of who you are on occasion. And that's okay. If that's all you want to do in this lifetime, it is your life to do what you want with. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to do it differently. There is a gift in spending your entire lifetime on the edge of the pool. There is something to learn there, there is something to receive there, and there is wisdom for you. That may be all you need and all you came here for, is the wisdom of sitting on the side of the pool and not diving headlong into personal excavation. But once you start going, once you start doing this work, it has a kind of gravity to it that will pull you in. Again, we operate as if we are human doings here in the West. And so we believe that we have to do something to connect to God, to learn something new, to see ourselves clearly. We have to do something to manifest what we want in our lives. We have to do so much to accomplish things and to heal ourselves. But the reality is that, yes, there is a time and a place for doing. there is also a time and a place to receive. And if we learn to be with ourselves, there is so much available for you to receive. Probably more than you realize at the moment. More than I realized. When I started doing this work, I named my angel and devil, right? Or angel and devil, right? We all know the little saying about it. Your good side and your bad side. Nope. Why do I keep doing it backwards? And when I started having conversations with these parts of myself, meeting myself with compassion and grace, sometimes not so much grace, a lot of love, a lot of compassion, not a lot of patience, not a lot of grace. But the more I met myself, the more I was willing to just be with myself and receive what these parts of myself had to say, more came to light. More came into the light. After talking to my, quote, devil side, right? I realized that this was my defender, and my defender had this job to do. And I was like, well, what's the job you're doing? And behind my defender were several parts of myself that needed protecting, that felt scared and alone. And I suddenly saw this part of myself that would rage for no reason over something small, that would start to yell instead of just try to communicate with an inside voice. I was so afraid of my anger because it came up so big and so scary, and I didn't know how to manage it. But then I found out why. Because my protector was protecting these parts of myself that I was ignoring. Oh. Oops. I didn't even know y'all were there. And no, it doesn't make you crazy to have conversations with yourself. It doesn't. It makes you compassionate. I'd even say it makes you wise. Because just like we cultivate, we take care of, we recognize that we need to spend time and energy on the relationships outside of ourselves. But we ignore the relationship with ourselves. Some of these things we do here in the West just really have always made me go, what the fuck? What the fuck? You mean I'm supposed to spend all of my time and my energy and my resources giving them away to everyone else, hoping and crossing my fingers that maybe someday somebody will fill my cup too? Well, that seems a little bit, there's a lot of words for that. But many of us are taught that that's what we do. Many of us are taught that's what to do. And we are told that we are bad or wrong or selfish for taking care of ourselves. But I want to give you something that saved me, that freed me from that feeling of selfishness, because that was one of my biggest hurdles. I was raised by a martyr and told that that was where my value was. Only in the things that I do. And if I didn't do what other people needed me to do or wanted me to do or what they wanted from me, then clearly I was not good enough, broken, not worthy, whatnot. That was the entire fucking message. And they called me selfish for even basic care. So when I read from one of the gurus out there, when they said every action should ultimately be a selfish one, I literally smacked myself in the face and was like, what the fuck? No! Hello? I have been taught that selflessness is where it's at. that what we give to others, that we should sacrifice as much as Christ did, or any of the other people who are great people who have sacrificed everything they have. How beautiful and amazing, this person literally died for their cause. That can't be. That can't be. You can't be telling me that every action should be a selfish one. How is it selfish to take care of other people? What saved me, what freed me from this little paradox was just semantics. Instead of selfish, every action should ultimately be self-centered. Because if I am centered in myself, if I am centered in my connection to divinity, if I am centered in the flow of life force as it moves through me, then I am centered in my authenticity. And my authenticity is the purest expression of my divinity. It's a beautiful little loop. When I am self-centered, thank you, Teddy, I consider both self and other. Self-centered is not selfish. Selfish ignores the consequences of my actions and words, ignores the others as well. And with this understanding, now I can accept absolutely that there are things that I do that I may not enjoy doing, that may even be martyr-like, but they are self-centered if I do them because I believe it's what's right, because it is the truth of who I am and what I want to do in this moment. These free classes that I offer to y'all, they are self-centered. They benefit me just as much as they benefit you. It makes me feel so good to be able to share these things for free and not have to charge you for them. Is this also my business and my work and whatnot? Yes. So that said, I have several tiers of memberships if you want to work directly with me or join us for group coaching, group practice sessions, or my workshops. Mark, I don't do yoga today. Today is Monday, Bhakti Bites class. I do yoga on Fridays. Fridays is tiny yoga, 30-minute gentle yoga flow, chair yoga flow for everybody in every space. That happens every Friday at 10 a.m. Replays, guys, are always on YouTube at Move With Change. If you have not followed me on YouTube, please go follow me because you'll have the replays there. If you want to join our little CAYA community, CAYA stands for Come As You Are, because the goal here is to find your authenticity, is to clear your channels so that divinity can flow through you and express itself into creation, manifest itself into creation. That's what you're the vessel for. You are the vessel to resonate at this beautifully unique note, tone, frequency, your unique song. The universe needs your unique song because no one else can sing it just like you. And we live in a world that tells us not to be that, to be anything but that. So I'm creating a space, an online mindfulness community. We are using Discord right now. I am building an app. We will be building an app so that we have our own private space, but we are on Discord right now. You can get in completely for free because I like to give stuff away for free. And because basically that free space is the space where you can get access to all of my content, where we can have discussions about things that they don't allow on social media. When I share with you guys these mudras or these techniques or energy work and things like that, they hide my content. When I share with you mindfulness and practices that help you find your captain, your locus of control, your center, your authenticity, they tell me it's low quality content and take it down and put strikes on my account too. It's hilarious. So instead of fighting all of the powers that be, we are just taking it all into the Discord. So you can join the Discord for free. The link is on my Patreon page, patreon.com/movewithchange. There's a link in my bios, patreon.com/movewithchange. You can find the link to join the Discord, the KF community, for free. If you would like to support me for the fact that I do these free classes, I also have a tip jar over there, and I have a monthly donation level. So if you want to support me on a regular basis for continuing to be able to do these classes for free, I greatly appreciate it. But know that I don't do them for that. I do them because they benefit me, they benefit you, they make my heart sing, they make that song that I'm meant to play resonate through me. I love it. And I hope that you, through joining me in these classes, find that feeling too. Find that centered self too. And if you would like to dig deeper and have more information about that and talk about that more openly and freely, please come join us in the Discord. Again, the link is on my Patreon page, patreon.com/movewithchange. And there are several levels of membership, and within each is a description of what you get for each level of membership. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please just send me a message on any of the platforms and any of the places. I love chatting with everybody. So if you have questions, if you want to, about the content, about membership, about the Sangha, about anything else, if you want to have a debate over some of these things, I am happy to do that with you too. I love connecting, and that's the whole point. That's why I'm here. So last time, maybe not the last time, what is our mudra for the week? Our mudra for the week is the Chakra Mudra. The Chakra Mudra works to clear the energy channels in the body. This is one of my favorite mudras for just basically like activating the entire energy body, for strengthening all of the chakras and the energy channels, for clearing blockages, and for making sure that that prana is flowing really, really well through me. This mudra activates specifically air, water, and fire in the body, which are movement energies. Yes? So it is done like so. The Chakra Mudra is done like so. Bring your palms together and leaving your right hand exactly where it is. Tip your left to go a 90-degree angle from your right. So you've got this little right angle here. And then take your left thumb and bring it up in alignment with your right index finger. This is the Chakra Mudra. Now, usually, thank you, Messi. Usually, I ask you to use no more than the weight of a nickel. This mudra is different. This mudra requires pressure between the palms. So putting pressure between the palms can put pressure, create tension on the wrists, elbows, shoulders, all of this stuff. So I invite you to please honor where you are. Only put as much pressure as is available to you without creating tension anywhere else in the body. Remember, we are not in the business of creating tension. We are trying to release tension, let it go. However, so we need a little bit of tension here, but I invite you to think of it as your intention rather than tension. Intention. Bring your mudras together one more time. Palms together. Tip your left to a 90-degree angle. Bring the thumb of the left to meet the index finger on the right and press. This activates several pressure points all over the palms and into the thumb and finger that correlate to major organs in the body, and including systems like the thyroid, the pancreas, liver, bladder, gallbladder. I'm trying to remember them all, but there's a ton. You can go look up a chart and you can see all of these different pressure points that we are activating when we are pressing the palms together like this. This is a really powerful mudra, so please, again, meet yourself with gentleness and compassion. If you sit here for 3 minutes or 2 minutes like this and you're like, holy shit, that's too intense, put it down. It is important that we spend a minimum of 5 minutes on our mudras to allow them to move through the entire energy body, but it is more important not to hurt yourself. Yes? Again, instead of being a human doing and trying to push yourself past your boundaries, meet yourself where those boundaries are and wait for space. Wait for them to move. Mindfulness is not about force. Mindfulness is not about doing. Mindfulness is not about reaching some end game. Thank you, Mrs. Just. Mindfulness is the process. The most powerful part of mindfulness is your presence, is your intention and your attention. And especially if you're someone who says they cannot meditate, I want you to focus on just these two things. Hey, James. Imagine that the intention and attention, those two things. Focus on those two things, your intention and your attention. Imagine that the awareness is like a flashlight. And when you sit in meditation, when you sit in mindfulness, you focus that light of awareness on your intention or on your practice. It can be on your breath, it can be on your mudra, it can be on the tip of your nose, it can be on the tip of your tongue, it could be on the top of your head, it could be on the sound of your breath, it could be on the rise and fall of your heart. I don't give two shits what your anchor is, but choose an anchor and rest your awareness, the light of your awareness, on it. And anytime your mind monkeys or anything happens in your brain, in your environment, in your body, and that awareness goes, what? What'd you say about yesterday? Oh man, I totally forgot to do that thing. Oh, I just realized that my flashlight got pulled away. Oops. I bring it back to my practice. If you can zone out and daydream, then you can meditate. That is a type of meditation, yes. What I like to start with in meditation is focused awareness, because your ability to move that awareness with intention is what allows you to change your state of being, is what allows you to change your experience on a fucking quantum level. Yes, I said it. You can change your experience of time. You can change your experience of what's going on inside of you and outside of you just by moving that flashlight of awareness. Your intention and your attention. Every time that flashlight of awareness pulls away, with love, with gentleness, with grace, in my head I always go, oops. It's like this little bubbly Mary Poppins voice that goes, oops, and redirects my attention back, and redirects my attention back, right? This in and of itself is a practice, is the process. And if you focus on only that piece alone can bring quiet and calm, centeredness into every moment of your day. There, that's a really good one. I like to focus on the sensation of the earth pushing against me. It is this level of subtlety. Mindfulness is about finding more and more subtle layers of self, of experience, of intention and attention. Do we want to find calm, quiet, centered, still mind in meditation? Sure. With every meditation, not so much, but sometimes, yes. How do we find that if our mind is constantly busy? Practice by sitting with that process. Another analogy is to imagine the mind like a pendulum. Any of these distractions pull our pendulum off center, off center, off center, off center, off center. When we practice our ability to bring that attention back to center, we retrain the mind and the body to sit in quiet. And what happens, remember, this is not by force. I am not being angry with myself. I am not forcing myself. I'm inviting my attention back again and again and again. Kind of like herding cats, but they're mind monkeys, or herding toddlers. I invite them to come back to the mat again and again and again and again. Come on, kids, come sit back at the carpet. And if you haven't ever done this before, and your kids, your mind monkeys haven't ever done this before, it can be crazy chaotic. But the more you do that, the more you say, come on, come back. I love you. Come on. It's safe. It's okay. It's okay. The more you meet yourself that way, the more willing these chaotic parts of you, these busy parts of you, will be to sit with you and listen. James, can I relate a basic diet for support of meditation? If you would like to join me in the Discord and we can chat casually about that kind of stuff, I'm happy to do that here. Who do that there? I'm very careful about especially diet stuff on social media, because I know there are people who it's not about people who. I don't want it to be misinterpreted or received in the wrong way or used inappropriately. So, there is not, let me say, no, it's not, no apology. Come in, James, come into the Discord. That's where we can talk about that kind of stuff. And that's what I was saying about the Discord being our safe space to talk about this kind of stuff. That way we are not putting anyone else in danger, right? Yeah. But that said, there is not one specific diet. There is not one and only one diet for meditation in of itself. The truth is that aligning your eating habits with your constitution, with your body and your energy body and the elements that make you up, that is going to lead you deeper into mindfulness. Again, your intention and your attention. Instead of looking for a pre-prescribed list of things that support meditation, I invite you to meet yourself. Bring your awareness, bring your intention and your attention to your eating habits. When you bring your attention and your intention, before you try to change anything, this is why it's so fucking powerful. Before you try to change anything, meet yourself with curiosity and willingness. Bring your awareness, bring your intention and your attention. Sit down with your food. Offer it gratitude for the fact that it's here. I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter. Gratitude for the fact that it is. And then as I take each bite, I notice the texture, the smell, the sound, the colors, and anything else that's available to me in that moment. In this way, you will discover, almost immediately, I imagine, what's working for you and what's not. If you bring your intention and your attention to everything you do, you will meet yourself within those things, including relationships, right? I appreciate you too, James. Mullet cookie, because you have to be a carnivore diet, I fast. So this is the other thing. I will say that too. That if you are on this path of doing your work and kind of coming home to yourself, you may find that over time you naturally stop eating certain things. I invite you to honor your body. For me, meat fell away 2 years ago. Coffee also fell away too, and then it came back. But it is about honoring where you are. It is about meeting yourself with love and compassion and grace. First and foremost. That relationship with yourself is the foundation for everything you do, everything you express, everything you experience in this life is directly related to your relationship with yourself. How is your relationship with yourself? For me, it wasn't great. Messy, just like Popeye eating spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Yes, just like Popeye eating spinach. He listens to what he needs. I don't know, maybe it's not like Popeye eating spinach, because he really hated the spinach at first. It's just, your body is like, nope, that's not what we need. Yeah, better to be mindful of what I'm eating. And the truth is that when we are mindful not only of what we are eating, but how we are eating it, we get even deeper into the experience. So, okay, let's just say this. If I go and sit down and have a piece of chocolate cake, and if I bitch at myself the entire time about what a terrible person I am, and I can't believe I'm eating another piece of chocolate cake, I can't believe that this is so much sugar, right? These are all the things that I might say to myself. I can't believe you're eating this much fucking sugar. That is so not good for you. It's going to mess up your brain. You're probably going to have a shitty attitude later. Like, you're going to probably struggle to sleep. Oh my God. I can't believe you're breaking your whatever, right? Bitch, 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 bitch. That energy, you are also eating with the cake. You are infusing that energy into your food. And you are telling your body that this is the energy of this food, so treat it as such. Very different energy than if I sit down with my piece of chocolate cake and open my heart to myself and to the cake and go, oh, what a gift. What a beautiful thing to have this thing here for me. What an amazing thing, all these hands that it took to bring all the pieces together into this. And all the parts of the earth that had to cooperate to bring all those things into creation in the first place, just for people to use them. My gosh, how many people, how many creatures were involved in serving me this beautiful meal today? I guarantee you that cake is going to sit differently in your body. Missed a couple there. Sorry, hold on. Beep, beep, boop. I am what I am was so profound. Yes, it was. I loved Popeye. I really did. I would rather eat fruits, nuts, and legumes, etc. But as of now, I'm in that space. And we can start, if you want to make changes, I invite you to do so just with compassion and do it gently. Do it like, instead of having meat for every single meal during the week, choose one day where you don't have meat for dinner or don't have meat all day. If you want to try out fasting, try fasting for just a couple hours at a time. Like, this idea that we have to be first, that we gotta, there's no first in
the journey home to yourself. There's no first in your personal enlightenment. It is just you, battling with you. Xenia, what I often do for my food, when I eat, when I consume anything, I meet it with gratitude. And for me, that looks like a couple of things. One, I have a saying that I say. My son and I say it together. We put our hands under our bowls or around our food, right? And go, in this meal, I see the entire universe supporting my existence. And we say that because it helps us remember and honor every single person, plant, raindrop, animal that was involved in making my meal and getting it to me right here. Somebody maybe have been involved in making pieces of it that went into my meal, right? I don't care if you are eating the most processed junk, whatever the hell you have in front of you. If you have chosen to consume that thing, please meet it with appreciation, with love, and with gratitude. Because it will make a difference in how your body and your energy body respond to it. Hell, don't believe me? That's great. Go do an experiment. Go try it out. See how your experience is. Eating this way, with all of your attention, all of your intention and your attention and your gratitude and awareness all centered right here in your meal. And I'm watching something else and just going scrolling through my phone while I'm just consuming the shit that I just didn't, okay, we're done. I ate. I call it my body battle. My mother said it to me when I was young and arguing with a part of myself and saying, I hate this part of myself. I hate this part of myself, right? Or I want to change this part of myself. And she asked me, she said, when you make an enemy of any part of yourself, a thought pattern, a behavior pattern, an emotion pattern, a part of your body, you create a battle that you will fight every single day. And that will become a war that rages within you for your entire lifetime. Is that how you want to live? Thank you, friend. Hello. She asked me very plainly, is that how you want to live? Well, no, of course not. As a little tiny budding martyr, no, of course not. I want all of my parts to be happy and love each other. She knew how to poke my buttons, that's for sure. And so that set me on the path of creating a relationship with myself, of building trust with myself, of learning to love and accept myself, every part of myself, because how can I expect other people to accept the parts of myself that I don't even accept, that I don't even love? And if I can't love those parts of myself when parts of me are difficult, how the fuck am I going to love somebody else when they're difficult? Do you struggle with patience? Do you have patience for yourself? Do you struggle with forgiveness? Have you forgiven yourself? Do you struggle with judgment and blame? Do you judge and blame yourself? I did. And I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to see it. I felt justified. I felt like there was proof that I was unlovable, unworthy, a fucking idiot. Right? but with our intention and attention. Patience and compassion. We can meet these parts of ourselves one by one by one. This is the process of coming home to yourself. You can't be authentically you if you're not allowing parts of yourself to be expressed. And you say, but wait. That part of me is a fucking bitch. She is mean. She is nasty. She breaks up my relationship. She burns bridges. She's made me lose jobs. I don't like her. I don't want her here. I don't want to meet her. I don't want to love her. I hate her. I had the same story too. It does take work. I'm not going to tell you it just happens overnight. I'm not going to tell you there's a quick fix for it. It took a while for me to learn to love this part of myself. It did. You got to be there. You got to be in it for the long run, for the long haul. And you got to be willing to acknowledge when something needs to be healed or something isn't okay. But if you never blame yourself and shame yourself for it, then you're not going to have to forgive as much. Truthfully speaking, oh, Zinnia, thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. Okay. I missed some comments here, so I'm just going to go back up a little bit here. Good, Bear. Giving our kids a good foundation for nutrition and that kind of stuff is really, really, really important, especially in this culture. Mullah Cookie, your name means gift from God. Mine, I've got a biblical name as well. She was a judge. Deborah is a judge in the 5th book of Judges, and she essentially sat underneath a laurel tree and gave advice, gave counsel, helped people sort through things, offered judgment, and as well as guidance. And it was not intended to be my real name. It was not intended to be my name. My mother was going to name me something different entirely. She was going to name me Lauren Janine, of all things. 80s kid here, hi. Instead, I was born and she looked at me and she goes, that's Deborah. And that is what she named me. She gave me Lauren in the middle, which just so happens to be the name of the fucking tree that Deborah sat underneath. When I was little, I wanted to be a nun. I was raised Catholic, and I thought that was my path. I had direct conversations with God, with Christ. I had experiences where angels, or whatever they were, I don't know, pulled me, plucked me from my physical body, moved me across the room. So instead of feeling the violence and the trauma, I just got to watch. Which is fucked up in its own way, I promise. But then I went astray. I walked away because this world told me that I can't have a connection directly with God. I can't be a reverend or a spiritual leader. That's not a woman's place. I can't understand the energy body. What the fuck is the energy body? That doesn't even exist. Your body is your body. That's all, okay, kid? No, but I feel it buzzing inside. And when that person says that really awful thing to me, it makes my heart twitch and I can feel it in my finger. Yeah, you're full of shit. Yeah, she's crazy. Yeah. So I tried to redirect. I tried to join the masses. I tried to engage in the rat race. And I found myself in pain, in suffering, physical, emotional, mental suffering. Every fucking day. And Western medicine had no answers. Just blankets. Like fibromyalgia, or bipolar disorder, or CPTSD, or we don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. We're just going to throw a blanket over you and there, well, that'll cover it, right? That'll hide your symptoms, right? No. Those things led me further and further and further away from my healing. Now, I'm not going to say, and please do not take it this way, if you are taking something, if you are using something right now that's working for you, I don't care what it is, whether it be a medication or a habit or food or therapy or whatever it is, if it's working for you right now, I am not telling you to stop what you're doing. Because the process of healing is not a fucking cold turkey thing all the time. Little steps, little moments, little bits. Trust is built in the tiniest of moments, not in grand gestures. Anybody can perform a grand gesture for you, right? Oh, it's your birthday? Here, let me throw you a huge party. But I'm not going to call you all year long. Are you going to trust that person? No. So build trust with yourself. Start there. Mighty, you asked me something here that I wanted to get to. So wait, you said if you want to change in yourself, you'll face a war inside you fight every day forever. No. What I am saying, and I apologize if that came out a little bit askew, if you make an enemy of yourself, if you do this work, if you want to create change in yourself, if you want to come home to yourself, if you want to be more authentically you, if you want to connect to the truth of who you are, all these other things, right? If you want to hear your guides, your wiser self, and blah, 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 blah. Learn to love yourself. You are going to meet all kinds of parts of yourself. It is imperative not to create a battle within when you are doing that work. You are in a vulnerable place and you are going into your own vulnerable places. This is why it's also important not to do this work intensely, quickly, or completely alone. Because you can poke the bear. You can release your demons. I have had moments where I have gone too hard, too fast, and hurt myself. And had to spend weeks or months healing from the accidental re-injury. It is powerful work. Please be careful. So instead of making changes, it's better to love yourself. What's wrong with making changes? There is nothing wrong with making changes. Changes is the one thing we are guaranteed, and your body and your brain and everything will change even if you don't make changes happen, which is why before we make changes, before we decide how we should or should not be, it is important to meet ourselves with love. Because if we weigh something on an imbalanced scale, the measurement will always be askew. So if I don't believe that I am worthy, I don't love myself, and I think some pretty shitty things about myself, then my decision on what to change is not going to be based on balance, but it will be from a place of imbalance. This is why it's important to meet yourself first with love and compassion, to accept where you're at before you try to change anything. I know it sounds counterintuitive because we live in a world, again, hey, McDougall, we live in a culture that says, no, you got to fight, you got to work really hard, you got to make it happen. But there is so much available to you that you can simply just receive in the way of healing and change and growth. Changing habits is about finding better habits to replace them naturally. Yes, that can work. Meeting yourself with love and compassion by itself can also work. Because meeting yourself with love and compassion gives you a little bit more space to make decisions about your choices. Ocean fun. Need to stop stuffing my face with stress. I'm sorry, friend. After leaving a really traumatic, really fucked up situation several years ago, I was smoking heavily, a pack a day. Tailor-made cigarettes. I'd go out and buy myself a fucking pack a day. That shit's expensive these days. Not only did I want to quit because it was expensive, but I also knew it was hurting my health. I could feel it in my body. I could hear it in my voice. I'm a single mom, so my son, I had to leave, go walk away and spend time by myself and have anyway, which was part of the reason I did it, but whatever. I didn't want to keep doing this. So I took the normal route. I tried to bitch myself into it, blame myself into it, guilt myself into it, replace it with some other habit, distract myself. I even tried like the what's it called? Snapping yourself, right? I tried all of these fucking different things. Yes, I tried the gum too. I was still fighting with myself the whole time over it. And then one night, I was also drinking at the time. So then one night, a 6-pack in and out of my 20 cigarettes in a pack, bitching about it, I sat on the edge of my bed because it was too late to go get cigarettes. Fuck it. Damn it. I wanted to complain. I wanted to bitch. But I sat on the edge of my bed, and for just a moment, it was probably a little bit of the alcohol letting me do silly things, I guess. I reached up and I patted myself on the back. And at first it was, yeah, fucking great job. You smoked an entire pack of cigarettes today. Yeah, and you're feeling bad about not having another one. It started like that. But when I did that, it hurt. And in that moment, I felt myself hurting myself being a fucking asshole. So instead, I shifted my voice and I reached in for that gentle, soft self. And I went, good job. You only had a pack. You could have had 2. Good job. You only had 6 beers. You could have had a 12. And in that moment, it felt stupid. It felt silly. It felt like it didn't do a damn thing. But the next day I did it again. Because it felt different. And the next day I did it again. And the next day I did it again. And the next day I did it again. And as I met myself each evening with compassion and love, each day I noticed that I wasn't fighting myself so much about the cigarettes. And in fact, I was smoking less of them. I didn't do anything else to change my smoking habit except where I was, because so much of what made me reach for the cigarettes was frustration, anger, were feelings I did not want to look at, I did not want to see. Yes, friend, if we're changing habits without learning self-compassion, those changes may never bring happiness. They may actually lead us further away from our wellness. And it changed the way I met myself with any other changes. I used to fast, and fasting is not for the faint of heart. But it was a battle. And I felt like I won the battle every time. After discovering this habit, it completely changed the way that I fast. And now I am able to fast better, longer, and feel better afterwards. And you know what, James? In the past, I had been able to quit whenever I felt like quitting cold turkey because I was kind of done. You know how you get to that point sometimes where you smoke for a while and then it starts to taste like shit and smell like shit and you're like, ah. You could change brands or you could just quit for a bit. And that's what I would do. I went through so many times of quit and start up, quit and start up, quit and start up. But never quit in the middle of wanting them and needing them, feeling like I needed them. Meeting yourself with love and compassion first relieves us of the first layer of tension, relieves us of that first layer of suffering, of fighting ourselves. And when we relieve that tension, we create more space, more wiggle room to make different decisions for ourselves. And when we don't make a better decision, still meeting yourself with love is going to make it easier to keep making good decisions than to fall back into the, well, you fucked up again. Guess we might as well just start smoking. Fuck it. Might as well go have a beer. Fuck it. Might as well go blank, whatever your blank is. Oftentimes these things come out of, are born out of, a poor relationship with ourselves. But please don't use that to blame yourself, because we live in a culture that has taught us that there is no value or little value in the relationship with yourself, and only value in your relationship with others, what you produce and what you give and what you do for others. The first place we start is by meeting ourselves with compassion and patience. And anytime your attention gets pulled away from that and you start bitching at yourself, remind yourself of your intention to meet yourself with love and compassion. And you bring your awareness back to that intention as many times as it takes. Sorry, St. Austerbury, I know the feeling. As many times as it takes. You are the only person who can give that to yourself. Sometimes we need to win some little control battles before we can tackle why we want control. Yeah? You can go at it that way. Again, I want to remind everybody, you are your own guru. I am not your guru. I am not the person who has the answers for you. I have information about what I have gathered, what I have experienced, what has worked for me, and what hasn't. And I share that more as little seeds. Take it, plant it, grow it, or eat it. Shit it out. Never see it again. Throw it away. Never even look at it. Doesn't matter to me. It's up to you. It's your path. It's your experience. And so if meeting yourself with this pat on the back is not where you're at right now and you need to take other steps to get there first, then by all means. But don't forget this piece. Because when you are seeking control, there's usually a reason why you are seeking control. And you may find that that reason for seeking control does not justify controlling yourself in the ways that you thought you needed to. Love is expansion. Acceptance is expansion. Compassion and kindness. These are all open heart, open hand, expansive energies. So, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling rigid, if you're feeling like life is closing in on you, if you're feeling squeezed by the universe, take a breath. Open your heart. Let that love shine through. and just soak it up for a few minutes. It'll change. It'll change what you're experiencing. Me too, Mrs. Just. I am going to go, okay, so. Wait. Midnight Gathering, you have an emotional support spider? Well, that's what I'm calling him. He's always in my corner. Oh my fucking God. I love it. I love spiders. I actually keep spiders in the house. I let them stay in the house for various reasons. So when you said that, I was like, wait a minute. Do you really? Or is it just a joke? Is it just a punny joke? Is it just a punny joke? Don't tell me it's just a punny joke. Tell me you really have a spider in your corner. Couple of announcements. For those of you who are new here, hello. My name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being. This is our Bhakti Bites class. Bhakti Bites is our bite-sized sessions of self-care and shenanigans. Bhakti Bites is live Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Replays are always on YouTube at Move With Change. Fridays, I go live for Tiny Yoga, a 30-minute gentle flow for everybody and every space. It's a chair yoga class. That is also at 10 a.m. Replays on YouTube. Today is Monday, which means that in our CAYA Community Sangha, we have our Sangha Sessions Deep Dive Practice Class. To get access to the group practice class or the twice weekly group coaching that we have on Wednesday and Saturday, those need a membership to get in. If you would like to join a membership, you can go to patreon.com/movewithchange, and you can look at all of the levels of membership. I have intentionally separated them so you guys can find what works for you. And remember that if the $ is a lock on the gate and means you can't go in and you can't get the group coaching you want, or you can't get the practice sessions you want, or you can't join the workshop that you want, always reach out to me. You will never know if there's flexibility unless you ask. And I love flexibility. I love trade. I have the need for various services right now, so I'd be happy to trade services. I need some tech people. I need some AI stuff. I need the app built. I need some help moderator stuff. I need all kinds of things. I am doing this all by myself with the dogs. The dogs and the kids sort of help maybe. Actually, they create more chaos than anything else, which is fun. So if anybody would like to trade for their membership, you can do that as well, but you have to go look at the Patreon page to find out what each level entails. And then if you have any questions, send me a message. If you would like a link to the Patreon page, check it all out, send me a message. If you'd like a link to the YouTube profile, send me a message. If you'd like to debate the topic or the stuff we've talked about here, if you'd like to continue the conversation, feel free to send me a message. But the best way to interact is on our Discord. You can get into the Discord for free. The link is in my Patreon page. Again, patreon.com/movewithchange. Remember, we are starting the 8-week Chakra Workshop this week. It happens on Wednesday at 1 p.m. This is my favorite workshop to do, only because I haven't created the Energy Work Certification Workshop, but that's in its making. This Chakra Workshop is something I do every single year, and every single year I add more to it. It is not your anecdotal, oh, these are just the colors of the chakras and they're associated with these astrology signs and stuff like that. No, we go into the entire energy body, including the central or the energy channels within, as well as the layers of the energy body outside of you, including the aura. We talk about aura colors. We talk about why they're those colors, how they change. And then we also talk about how to balance, align, clear, and fortify your energy body, your chakras. This week, we're talking about the energy body, and there is so much information, I might actually not be able to cover it all in the hour-long class. So you might get like the hour-long class and then more information on top of it. But there will also be time for question and answers. You won't be able to do questions and answers and stuff like that unless you get into the live session. So the live class, you have to be a Sangha Scholars level membership or above. If you have questions about those details, just send me a message. The other way to purchase this workshop is if you want a self-paced course, you can also just wait until the course is over. It will be available for purchase in July as a self-paced course. Full price will be July. The self-paced course can be pre-ordered for half price right now. The cheapest way to get the workshop is to join the Sangha Scholars membership level and access not only the workshop, this workshop, but every other workshop I've done, including and the group coaching sessions and the group practice sessions. The cheapest price for this workshop has the most in it. I do that on purpose because our Sangha, our community is the place to be. And what I want to do is exchange information with you guys. I want to share with you these tools that bring you back into that centered place, that help you find your locus of control, that help you meet and make a good relationship with your inner navigator, inner wiser self, and all of these different parts of yourself so that you can be authentically you. That sounds so small and silly, but really it's so fucking powerful. So, if you have any questions about any of it, just send me a message. If you want to find all the links, go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/@movewithchange/movewithchange. Replays for all of my classes, as well as a bunch of other content, is on YouTube. Please go follow me on YouTube. I am on pretty much all the platforms, so go follow me wherever you hang out. I am at Move with Change in all the places. But the best place to interact is the Discord. So get your butt over to the Discord, over into the CAYA community, and let's talk more. Let's talk about foods that help you with your energy body. Let's talk about the chakras. Let's talk about meditation. Let's talk about how and why mudras work. Right? Let's talk about what you need right now. Send me a message in the middle of the Discord that says, hey, I'm at dinner with my family and I'm starting to feel really something. Okay, here's a mudra. I give so much shit away for free. So much shit away for free. Because it's not really a business model. It's a community. We are building a community. We are building a community where we meet each other with curiosity and willingness, where we honor the value, the inherent intrinsic value in your authenticity. And we cultivate a safe space for you to show up in that authenticity, even if it's scary, even if it's ugly, even if it feels overwhelming, even if it's really absurd. And especially if you're experiencing things and going through things that you say to yourself, I don't have anybody else to talk to about these things. Get your butt in the Discord. Send me a message if you want the link. And hurry. Go get yourself into the Sangha Scholars membership if you would like to join me for an 8-week exploration of the chakras. It's called our Awakened Aura Workshop. It is an 8-week exploration of the energy body as a whole, all the layers within and out of self, as well as each individual chakra. I give you countless tools, tips, tricks to align the chakras. I also teach you how to recognize imbalance in the chakras. And there is a difference between excessive and depleted chakras as well, and blocked chakras. All of these subtleties, all of these intricacies we go into in this 8-week workshop. And if you join the live classes, replays will be available shortly after the class, and we will always have time for questions and exploration and deeper exploration. If you purchase the self-paced course, that will not be available for you. And if you go in and get the membership, you also get the group coaching, and you also get the weekly practice session and the astrology and all kinds of other things. All right. I love you all so much. I'm going to go re-warm up my coffee and make myself a tasty lunch breakfast before our Sangha Sessions class. Sangha Sessions happens in about an hour and 5 minutes. And today we are doing a pranayama practice. I'm not going to divulge which pranayama practice. You'll have to come to class to find out. The membership level that gets you into the practice classes gives you a 7-day free trial. If you want to come in and you want to join the practice class today at 1 and see how it is, see what it's like, you don't have to pay a thing. You can come to class, enjoy the class, grab yourself a new pranayama practice, and then cancel the membership. And that's okay if that's what's for you. I'm not trying to trap you. I'm not trying to nickel and dime you. And I'm definitely not going to like do some weird sales shit on you in there. I'm going to have to share stuff for free. Share stuff for free. All right. Mullet Cookie, I see a parallel society beginning alongside the current system. The old society will fade. Yes, this is the idea of the new earth. This is our ascension process. This is what we are building right now. And this is what many of us have been consciously or unconsciously preparing to engage with. I have been intentionally pushed outside of society. That's just my life path. It's been my dharma this entire fucking time. And it was really frustrating and it was really lonely. And I thought that I was just broken and wrong and everything that I was doing was just terrible. And then recently, the universe was like, okay, go. And I started sharing, I started talking about it, and suddenly the fucking channels are open. And so I am just grateful for the opportunity to finally be able to share the things that have changed my life, brought me closer to divinity, brought me closer to myself, saved my life, because I would not be standing right here, sitting right here in this meat bag if it was not to be for these practices. I would have exited, checked my ticket a long time ago, with good reason. So, come build that new way of engaging with me, with each other. Come learn the tools to cultivate more profound relationships with self and with other and with the universe. The wind confirms. Mullet Cookie, we need you too. We need every fucking one of you guys. So please, come into the Discord. I love you. And I will see you either in our Sangha Sessions class at 1 o'clock in an hour, or I will see you Wednesday morning for Bhakti Bites. I love you all so much. Okay. Good night, Kick. Book. Good night, Twitch.